Joy Score as a project has three domains: mind, body, and life. And life deals with sustainability on this planet, meaning if we are not sympathetic to our planet, there won't be anything left of it. So, life, the third domain, which is life, sustainability, Earth Score is part of it. And I've been dealing with this topic for 40 some years, all my life. And my architectural practice dealt with it in terms of being sympathetic to the environment and the planet.
When did you first become aware of ecological and use of sustainability in the world of architecture?
74.
What was it about that?
So there was a lecture by Buckminster Fuller, and I thought he was one of the brilliant architects who created Geodesic Dome, by the way, in downtown Long Beach. You know that dome that Spruce Goose used to build?
The spruce goose, yes.
That's his concept, Geodesic Dome. So he believed in sustainability, and so I kind of was inspired by him to deal with sustainability since then. And he also inspired me to teach because I asked him after the lecture, uh, what does it take to be a successful architect? He said, project. And I said, I don't understand. What do you mean by project? I have done some projects already. He said, no, no. Once you have a project, what you do with that project decides whether you're going to be successful or not. And in addition, if you could teach, it would be even better. So I thought about it and I said, he said, I teach. I said, okay. So when I got married, I told my wife, I said, I've got to finish all my terminal degrees because I need to teach. He said, why do you need to teach? I said, because I want to be good.
You know, I always look at teaching as a way to give back.
Uh-huh.
I, you know, I was in the world of professional journalism for close to 40 years. And I always thought that if I could have the opportunity to be in a classroom, which thankfully I have been now for 17 years, it was always a way for me to share my experiences and knowledge about what I know to be true.
So, what you just said, which is sharing your knowledge and helping others, is a way of learning. So this is like when you teach, you learn. And the funny part is, I don't know if you observed this or not, in a classroom setting, when you have a dialogue with your students and when you're teaching your students, in that classroom, you know who walks away with the most learning?
I do.
Who?
Me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You learn the most because everybody deals with absorbing whatever is being discussed. And the person with the biggest sponge to soak it all is the professor.
So true.
So your students get a little bit each, but professor walks away with a big chunk of it.
Yes.
So teaching to me has been always the most profound way of learning. So,
Professor Joy, we write in the introduction talking about the term green. And you say that I wrote this book to help you gain a deeper understanding of the subject by providing you with a collection of facts and basic tools to be used as a resource and a guide. The pursuit of green is a continuous process.
yes.
So we don't just learn about what's sustainable and then we're done with it. It's a
No,
continuous process.
it's something you do throughout your life. It's not something you do and you forget. No, you learn to do it and you do it forever. That's what it is.
We have a great quote at the beginning of the book: love the world as your own self, then you can truly care for all things.
Yes.
That's a great quote. It's really true. Earth Score, what we're talking about for the next 9 weeks, is about placing that joy to use in the outside world. So, in this introductory chapter, we talk about research, about sustainability, and there has been a huge amount of research, believe it or not, that talks about sustainability and ecology and becoming closer with nature, and how it brings us joy. And it's absolutely fascinating.
Yes.
But some of the things we talk about in here, we talk about connection to nature, that it strongly predicts pro environmental attitudes and action. Plus, engaging with nature has many benefits from mental to physical. It's very true. We can make our homes, workplaces, neighborhoods, and cities more eco friendly and sustainable. And so, the first thing we talk about is the basic routines that we do in our everyday lives. For example, brushing our teeth. Usually, one of the first things that we do. But why are we using toothbrushes that are made of plastic? What sort of options, can we have with toothbrushes?
But did you know the original toothbrushes were not plastic?
What were they?
Jute. And even before then, um, there is a plant. I know in India when I was growing up, it's not a plant; it's a tree called neem. Neem, neem is the name of the tree. And you kind of take sticks of the branches and you chew at the end of it, and that becomes like the brush. And that neem has benefits to your gum and your mouth, and I mean it's just a very natural thing. And if you do that, you really don't need to use the brush or the toothpaste.
Wow. Wow. So we say that over 1 billion toothbrushes are thrown away every year. That's unbelievable. And the plastic takes 400 years to break down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Plastic is one of the major threats to sustainability. Plastic bottles, toothbrushes, straws, anything plastic.
So we say, one of the alternatives is bamboo,
Uh-huh.
and the other ones that you just
Yeah,
mentioned.
neem and bamboo are the. Well, bamboo, I think, may have been there also as long as neem because they both have similar basis of how they can help you brush.
Got it. So we're going to go from the mouth to the body,
Okay.
because now we're going to talk about how about your bathing routines, whether you take a bath or you take a shower. A full bath can use up to 80 liters of water, and a 5-minute power shower can use up to 75 liters. Toilet flushing uses about 1/3 of our clean drinking water. These are really interesting
Yeah.
statistics that we present to people. It's like, okay, so what are the ways to save water? The first one we mentioned is called the Navy shower, where you get wet, you turn off the water, you lather up, and then you turn the water on
Finish.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the one song shower?
One song.
The one song shower. I hope Professor Joy doesn't hear this, Stephanie, but I hear Professor Joy doing his one song showers and everything at the gym. So I just want you to know that. The French bath is filling the tub only halfway. And then we also say get a 3 to 5 gallon steel bucket from your local hardware store, place the bucket under the shower faucet, and you can use that water to water your plants and your trees outside. That's a great idea. I'd never thought about that. This is really, really fun things. Now let's talk about what we eat. Breakfast. Instead of buying canned or frozen foods, try to get fresh organic products. We have a Sunday farmers market here in the city of Long Beach that has a wealth of fruits and vegetables and produce and everything. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah,
it's all organic.
All organic.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever thought about where your coffee comes from? And I'm not talking about just going to your local coffee establishment or something like that, but consider coffee that has been ethically sourced. This gives roasters more control over the quality and the social sustainability of the beans. It benefits both the environment and farmers.
Right.
How about clothing? Dress sustainably. One way to be more eco-friendly is to buy and wear everything that is sustainable. Wow. The fashion industry has a significant negative impact on the environment, contributing to 10% of all human carbon emissions. Grooming products. Watch what grooming products. They can be chemically laden cosmetics and self-care products that can be harmful, from shampoo to makeup. They may contain one or more compounds that are either cancerous or could damage your health. And cosmetic packaging can take more than a century to decompose.
Wow.
So these are all things that people should start thinking about if they want to save our environment. It's really, really something. An average American throws away over 300 plastic bags every year. That's almost one a day. A floating plastic bag cemetery the size of 2 Texas states drifts in the Pacific Ocean.
Really?
Yes. And the plastic bags break down through photodegradation instead of biodegradation, releasing tiny toxic fragments that pollute our sea. How about in our offices? The batteries and the ink cartridges from the office, they can be recycled, and they should be recycled. Regular electronics that can be taken to Goodwill, or our friend Eric twice a year has an electronic drop-off and paper shredding drop-off that you can do this. Here's one of the interesting things that I had absolutely no clue of. When you go to a grocery store and you check the bottom, there is a bottom-mounted triangle arrow on any plastic container. It's called the chasing arrow sign. And there is a number on there. The numbers 1, 3, 6, and 7 are not safe. The numbers 2, 4, and 5 are the safest. I had no clue.
So even numbers are the safest?
Almost. Well, the 5 is in there also.
Oh, okay.
2, 4, and 5. But if you see a 1, 3, 6, and 7, that is not the safest for biodegradability.
That's kind of confusing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? 2, 4, and 5 are the safest.
So
But
what
you
is-
have to look on the bottom.
Right. I'm just trying to think, how do they determine
The numbers.
the safety?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that
Have
up.
to look into it.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
makes sense to pay attention to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How about a couple other alternatives in our introductory chapter? Carpool,
Yeah.
take public transit, use solar energy, try to go paperless as much as possible. So that was from our introductory chapter.
Very nice.
It was very informative. There were things in there I had no clue.
Yeah, me too.
As I said, there has been an abundance of research talking about the relationship between ecology and joyfulness. I'd like to share a little bit of that with you if that's okay. Studies have shown that individuals who engage in sustainable behaviors such as recycling and conservation, often report higher levels of life satisfaction.
Wow.
This is partly due to the alignment of their values with their actions, leading to a sense of integrity and fulfillment. Research indicates that spending time in natural environments can enhance mood and well being. And this is something that we've talked about. Activities like hiking, gardening, and simply being outdoors are associated with reduced stress, increased joyfulness, and an improved mental health outcome. I personally know, Steffi, somebody who almost every single day takes a walk by the beach
Looking for mermaids.
looking for mermaids. Exactly. I know this person. And that person always comes back with a big smile on their face after they've done their walk.
You know, something I smile all the way to the ocean and back.
Very true.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Doesn't matter how bundled up you have to be, this is something that you do every day.
Yeah.
It's great. Generosity and altruism. Engaging in eco friendly practices can foster a sense of altruism and concern for others, which is linked to greater happiness. When people contribute to environmental sustainability, they often feel they are part of a larger cause, enhancing their sense of purpose. Yeah. Several peer reviewed articles, peer reviewed journals talk about the connection between ecology and joyfulness, with a key focus on the positive impact of nature connectedness. Zelensky and Nisbet wrote that in their study, feelings are connected to nature contribute to happiness, even when controlling for other factors like social connectedness. There's a relationship between nature connectedness and happiness, published in Frontiers in Psychology. They did a comprehensive review of research on the link between nature and happiness, highlighting the consistent positive association between the two. Spending time in natural environments is linked to improved mental health, reduced stress. Another study investigated the relationship between the amount of green space surrounding a person's home and the reported happiness level. Studies often examine how proximity to parks, forests, and other natural environments impact happiness. Research is exploring how nature exposure might influence happiness through stress reduction, improved cognitive functions, and feelings of awe.
Wow, that's amazing.
There is an amazing amount of research that is being done exactly on what we talk about when we talk about Earth Score.
So being sustainable is a way to be joyful. As simple as that.
It is as simple as that. It is. It is as simple as
You
that.
know, the companies, corporations now are starting to become conscious. In fact, this is part of our project where we are developing a system where companies and corporations could, by using our system, classify themselves how green they are, how sustainable they are in their practices, manufacturing, business, and everything.
We do that at the university, Professor
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buildings
Yeah.
that have the LEED designation, which
Yeah.
means that it was the building was built
Right.
thoughtfully
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
with sustainability in mind. Things like that.
Yeah.
So wow, very good opening chapter. That was eye opening for
Thank
me,
you.
at least.
I learned so much.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yes, I learned more than you just hearing that. So we thank you for joining us. Please come back next week. Remember, we are on all the social media channels, and TikTok is back up.
Back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, TikTok is
Still
back
strong.
up.
I'm
Went
on
down
TikTok.
and then came back.
Down and came back.
I
Yes.
thought I lost my job for a bit there.
Yeah, that's right. We're on Apple. We're on the Android. Please join us. Have our app. You will find an abundance of knowledge on joyfulness.
Thank you.